Hey everybody, it's Party Elite, welcoming you back to another episode of our Planet Zoo franchise mode Let's Play, where we're diving right back into Elite Zoo North to actually add a brand new animal today and accomplish quite a bit. Just as a hint, if the thumbnail didn't already give it away, I'm recording this on Hump Day, so you can get your guesses in as to what the animal we're adding today is. Again, if the thumbnail and title didn't give it away already. Folks, as always, if you've been enjoying this series and you'd like to see it continue, please do not hesitate to let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. It makes such a big difference because I look at the number of likes and comments to get an understanding of what series people are interested in watching more or less of. It makes a very big difference in how I approach things. And plus, like I've said countless times before, I enjoy reading through all of the comments, whether it's feedback or suggestions or ideas or whatever it might be. Feel free to leave a comment down below because I do enjoy reading through them always. Wow, this is really muggy and kind of sad and gross looking. Why is it so dim? Well, anyway, we'll hit play soon enough and it'll look prettier soon. Hopefully it's not going to be too snowy a session because I do want to get to work today. We are, yes, I mean, guessing time is up. We're going to be working on the Camels today by and large, and in fact by a huge margin. Those of you that said you wanted to see, like those of you that told me what you wanted to see this session, said you wanted to see Camels. I was surprised. I was actually expecting Komodo dragons to be top pick, but I guess they're second pick. So we're going to try and get the Camels done today, but as you know, is sort of becoming standard, we're going to do some management stuff first, and then we're going to get into our time lapses and whatnot. I want to make a quick note that Yanasi Plains is, of course, not completed yet. However, I want to take a step away from it again. I know that sounds very frustrating, but before we start developing everything over here and pushing forward and developing more of the villages and stuff over here, there's a lot of stuff that I want to consider as well in terms of layout. There are some slight changes that I might want to integrate. Wow, why is it so like muggy? There was some really great ideas in terms of like painting in, for example, little paths and stuff, so it looks like people have actually walked around, but you can't really see in this kind of snow. I guess you kind of can. You can kind of tell what I'm doing here. Maybe we'll come back to it when it's a little bit clearer. But I really like the idea of actually building little paths that people have maybe walked on and worn down the grass a little bit. It's funny, if you ever see a place like a park or anything, you can tell what the planners put down as the path and what the actual path should have been, because people typically take the path of least resistance, and you can see that when grass has been matted down and stepped on and been flattened. So I like that idea because it's something that I always find fascinating. I know that sounds dull as bricks, but I don't know. I find it interesting to see human behavior like that in the wild, so to speak. Anyway, got distracted there. Let's start by, you know what? Okay, first things first, we're going to actually, I like rarely want to do this, but this is depressing me. I don't know if y'all feel the same, but like, wow, it is dark and gloomy and muggy and gross. So let's go ahead and just brighten the day up a little bit, because if I'm doing management stuff, I at least want to be looking at something pretty in the background. And I hope y'all don't mind me changing the time like that, but it was just, oh my god. It's more beautiful outside in Toronto than it is in this game right now. So first things first, let's go ahead and get our exhibit trading and stuff done. Want to get all that taken care of. Check our animal storage over here. We do have a bunch of y'all in here. Let's go ahead and remove you, by which I mean quick trade, make that 5 Gs. Again, we want to get that money in before we start our time lapse, and my god, folks, we might actually hit 1 million while just sitting here paused. Awesome. Very awesome. All right. Now, I got a very interesting suggestion recently, and I want to try it out, and I hope it's not very boring to watch or anything. But y'all let me know what you think about doing this more or less often. I'm going to just try it with a couple of species for now. We have a lot of Brazilian wandering spiders. Oh my god. I have to keep my eye on them more. Looks like we don't have a father either for the Brazilian wandering spiders. Here, let's do it for just these species. We're going to send you to the trade center. Brazilian salmon, pink tarantula. Where were you? You were up over here. Okay. So that's where the pink tarantula is. The centipede is down over here. Which one? Where's my... Oh, right. It's still on the second floor. This is the centipede. Okay. Because what I want to do is I want to send all of them to the trade center. Okay. And then at the trade center, again, this was a suggestion from the comments, and it was suggested a couple of times, but I was like, oh yeah, I'll do it next time. And this time I finally remembered. The idea is now I can see who the higher ranking options actually are. This is great. So I know Carlos is gold ranked and he's got, great stats, has higher appeal, and this would bring us more donations and stuff. And we really have to start thinking about this as we're about to add polar bears. We've got a big milestone episode coming up, folks. So I think that's when we'll add polar bears. I feel like that's a good time to do. Ooh, return to habitat. I can't click it for some reason. Weird. It's okay. So Carlos is the male, and what's the highest appeal female over here? I guess Blanca. So let's go ahead and send both of you back in here. And I hope I didn't get that wrong. Don't think I did. Oh, but I'll have to reset these. That's a little annoying. That's okay. At least we know we got them to the right spot. And let's go ahead and take a look at the salmon spider, or whatever the name is. God. All right. So the rest of you we can get rid of. Brazilian wandering. No, I want the Brazilian salmon pink tarantula. So Raphael. Wow. Yeah, this is actually not bad at all. Now, what's the difference between you being gold and you being silver? 67, 83, 50, 83. Okay, fair enough. And again, we don't really have to concern ourselves with like inbreeding or anything like that, because for these guys, it sort of happens very often in the wild, so the game takes that into consideration as well. Evidently, it doesn't actually matter all that much for exhibit animals. Like I was saying earlier, this was something that was suggested to me. I like the suggestion because it allows us to be a bit more thorough, and it allows us to be a bit more selective. But at the same time, I understand it might not be that fun to watch. It might be, maybe many of you aren't interested in that. Whatever it might be, let me know in the comments how you feel about this approach. Because yes, it is taking longer. And I know some of you don't really care for, what's the word I'm looking for? For management of exhibit animals, at least. And that kind of feedback helps me make decisions. So, don't hesitate to let me know. I'm always, all ears and eyes open to your comments and your thoughts and feelings and opinions. There we go. Now, I think this is the last one, isn't it? Still have, our old salmon pink tarantulas were bad. We have a better Brazilian. Oh, it's fine. I'm not going to get that picky. We do have Jacob here, gold tier. And I guess, let's see who's better here. 50 and 83 versus the old mother. Oh, did not actually have a thing. All right, so easy decision. Jacob and Verity get sent back to here. And then we can go ahead and... So that way now we have higher tier exhibit animals, higher appeal exhibit animals. That translates to bigger donations and better offspring, and better offspring translates to better money when we trade the rest out. You know what I mean? So that's the value I see here. With that said, folks, can you believe it? There it is. 1 million. 1 million plus. Beautiful. And that's going to go even higher because that's not even all of our animals. Yikes. All of our exhibits, rather, I should say. They're animals, too. All right, let's go ahead and rename. So, Carlos, you are the father. Bianca, or Blanca, sorry. You are the mother. Isn't Blanca the name of a Street Fighter character? Elena. I guess I got to rename a couple of you because we've done a whole shuffle over here. The mom and dad. We got another mom. Trying to be quick about this stuff because, again, I know different people have different things they're interested in watching. I hate when that happens. If you have something selected and you type M into a naming thing, it thinks you want to move the thing you had selected, which makes absolutely no sense, obviously, but it is what it is. There we go. Get rid of you, and let's go ahead and there we go. Safe now. What else have we got? Everybody else is okay. Do we have any other animals we want to get rid of? Yes, we do. I mean, at this point, shouldn't we maybe do it for... I guess we can see their appeal right away, but we're fine. Let's go ahead and get rid of y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of you are a little bit older, but that's okay. Down over here, we can get rid of you. Again, I don't want to do it for all the animals right now, but if y'all are interested in that, again, because management is a part of the game, right? So if you're interested in that, let me know, and I will be more involved in that process. Or rather, I would make that process more involved. 22, Juan 23. Get a couple of you out there as well. We have a mum here? We do. Okay, okay. And then, of course, we want to get rid of some of these Titan beetles because they make a mess, they get upset, and nobody's happy when that happens. All right, cool. Exactly 30. Beautiful. Send y'all to the trade center. And that'll be that for the day for trading exhibit animals. Another almost 10K. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, so that's that taken care of. What else? There were a couple of suggestions with regards to what I should do, well, in a couple of spots. So let's go ahead and first things first, take a look at our settings, because y'all pointed out that a long time ago when we were seeing a little bit of lag, I'd actually changed one of the settings, which limits the number of guests that we can see. So I wonder if I up that to, let's say, 5,500. Well, let's say 6K, because we're coming close to that. I wonder if we'll be able to see them more like realistically represented as to where they're actually standing. Because basically what that setting was doing was it was changing how many of them were rendered, even though we had a bunch of guests. So the clumping and stuff was maybe a bit of a misrepresentation. So I'm hoping that that will give us a better idea of where people are actually going. So again, thanks for pointing that out. I'd completely forgotten I'd done that. But again, yeah, that'll hopefully help us out a little bit. Now, actually, just a couple more things to do while we're paused, I think, and then we can pick up the pace and hit play. There are way too many pronghorn antelopes. And I was thinking that last session, and y'all were clearly thinking it last session as well. And there's another thing I want to do is I want to increase food quality. I don't know if we go right up to grade 3. Sure, let's go to grade 3 where we can afford it, which is at a couple of these spots. We have a couple of animals in the trade center. I could get rid of some of the females here. I could also trade out. My God, we have so many. So many of them. There's just so many of them. You know, all right, so Zariel, if you're not pregnant, you're leaving, basically, is what I'm thinking. Well, not for all of them. Let's go ahead and get you 3. Actually, I want to keep Zariel. Let's get you 3 out of here. Tinbull, let's get you out of here as well. We got a lot of babies about to come of age as well. Well, I say about to come of age, but, you know, eventually they'll come of age. Let's go ahead and send you guys to the trade center. All right, and then we want to take a look at the bison as well. Well, the bison are actually fine. We don't need to do anything there. I wish they'd have babies more often. What's going on here? You're no longer trapped off in the corner or anything. Make more babies. Come on. Give me more babies. So that's one thing that I wanted to do while paused. And then one last thing to do while paused is the same with the peafowl. And the reason why I'm doing this while paused is because we've been getting so many inbreeding notifications, overcrowding notifications, etc., etc., etc. I want all that to stop, and I'm going to do that like right now. I'm going to sort of basically nip it in the bud, so to speak, by removing some of our animals over here. Ooh, Ayan is diseased. That is not good. These guys are cold. Ayan, where are you? Is that you? You guys are bored as well. I think a lot of what I'm going to be doing today involves dealing with like enrichment and stuff as well before we dive into our time lapse. I just want to try and get these animals happy again. Sorry. So I was going to move a bunch of these animals, especially the elderly ones. And I forget which of the males are. You know what? Let's just go ahead and get rid of all the males. Except for the kids, I guess, obviously. How do we have 40 peafowl? When did this happen? I mean, y'all warned me. Y'all told me that we'll get rid of Ayan as well. Y'all told me that this would happen. And I respected your warnings, don't get me wrong. But it happened a lot faster than I expected. Let's put it that way. Can't get rid of you, can we? Oh, I guess you're not kids? Yeah, you're juvenile. I bet when I click the button, it'll say some of these people can't be released. All right, so let's go ahead and release you into the wild. Yes. We could get rid of the... You know what? Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get rid of the females as well. And the reason for this is because we're just going to get a new male. And then when the kids come of age, they can start, you know, they can deal with that, so to speak. Get rid of all of you. Except for the pregnant ones, of course. That would be... It's a good filtering mechanism, I think. All right, cool. There we go. Go ahead and release all you to the wild. We're not going to try trading them. It's a complete waste of time to try to trade peafowl. So yeah, let's release you. Huge drop in numbers there, and we want to make sure we can go ahead and get one at least Indian peafowl. There we go. And pop you in here. We need a female Indian peafowl, right? No, we need a male Indian peafowl. Oh, this is storage. God damn it. Always do that. Indian peafowl. Where are we? There we are. And we said we needed a male, female, male. We want a male. 4 conservation credits. Yeah, that's just it's not worth it. Sorry. Let's go by appeal. These menus, man. There was a new update that dropped just yesterday, and one of the key things they need to fix ASAP has just not been fixed yet. Give me your money, please. I mean, tempting with the price, but I don't know. I don't know, man. Unity. Oh my. Might actually go with that. No, Rishi here is looking pretty good. Longevity's kind of low. Ryan. Let's go with Arthur here. Not the best genes, but not very expensive. Go ahead and bring you in here. Going to quarantine first, of course. There we go. And that should allow us to hit play now. I don't think I need to keep it paused anymore. So let's go ahead and hit play. But, oh, no recalculating needed. Excellent. Let's take a look at some of these warnings here. Incorrect sex ratio still, or is that the old warning? Alpha status fighting, fair, but I think the sex ratio is the old warning. No mechanical issues. Oh, hey, they finally fixed this. Yes. Took a while. Say all my hellos, get those conservation credits. And we will take a look at trading out some of the animals that we put into our trade center as well, because, again, we need to try and make more, try and make some of that money. Have at least 5,700 guests in the zoo. We're getting close to that. Release to the wild. So again, this is kind of a useless reward, releasing these Bengal tigers to the wild, so we can actually get rid of this and get assigned a new one. I wouldn't mind trying to increase grizzly bear education. Disease discovered. Listeriosis. Well, the good thing is we have these animals, like all these diseases have been researched, so there's that. All right. This is all good. This is all good. Everything's good. So let's run a little bit of a circuit here. Over here, tortoises, go ahead and get your food up. It's not that expensive to give them grade 3 food, and it should make them a lot happier as well. So let's go ahead and do that. I believe I fixed their enrichment last session. I did. Okay, excellent. Trying to keep this a little organized. So we've done, and then over here, the peafowl. Let's go ahead and check on them. They're generating some serious crowds now, which is great to see. But they are, yes, bored out of their minds with their toys. Go ahead and get rid of those toys. What else do you have? Just that? Just that. We need some more food enrichment as well, just because how many of them are around here is the thing. I could get a second one of these. Okay, like pop you down over here, and that should do the trick. For food enrichment, yeah, more or less. And let me go ahead and check quarantine passed. Arthur, go ahead and move you down over here. To Mario Plaza, thank you. All right, so back to these animals. Again, I'm very happy to increase food quality. Many of you have been pointing it out for a while, and I don't know why. It always kind of slips my mind. It's two things. One, it slips my mind, and two, I get nervous. I'm not gonna pretend I don't get nervous. I get nervous. Let's go ahead and put some sprinklers down. I think they'll enjoy having a couple of sprinklers. Maybe put one down over here. Take a look at your enrichment. Okay, we can put another one down over, let's say over here. Generate a bit of a crowd over here, maybe. Hopefully. And we could also put down the marker in here. There we go. Like, do the hedges box them up, or what's going on? Not 100% sure. Enrichment is mostly okay. I mean, I guess we could put down like a slow feeder or something as well. Maybe that'll make it a bit more interesting for these animals. Put a slow feeder down. Maybe over... Where's the donation bin? I guess over here. There's already water and food over here is the thing. I don't want to overcrowd that area. Let's put the slow feeder down. Over here? No one's really drawn out over here, so let's do that. Yeah, every once in a while they just find themselves trapped in a space and get boxed up. It's okay, it's not the end of the world. Over here, I thought I saw the crocs are seeing low enrichment, which is unfortunate. And the gharial are also not having a good time. Bored of their toys. Water jet and small ball. Okay, let's get rid of you. Water jet. Where's the water jet? I don't remember putting a water jet down, if I'm completely honest. I'm not gonna lie. This is frozen blood pumpkin. This is also a frozen blood pumpkin. Didn't realize I put two down next to each other. Oh, right, the water jet. There it is. Alright, so we take a look over here. We might need another blood pumpkin. How many animals are actually in here right now? Up here. Ooh, that gets kind of expensive, actually. Quite a few animals in here, actually. Maybe we should put the pair on contraceptives. This is actually kind of crazy. Okay, buddy. On to contraceptives you go. So stop it for a second here. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the gharial. Food enrichment. They don't really have that many options is the problem. Obstructed. Like, yeah, this is kind of the only thing they can really have. Someone get boxed up over there. What about out over here? 60, sure. And in terms of toys, we could put down a sprinkler. Be up over here. Obstructed. Up over here. Cool. That helps a lot. I would put another sprinkler down, maybe up over here. Wow, we actually need more. Again, trying to minimize how many things I get bored of at any given time is the intent here. Down over here. The third one didn't really make much of a difference. Fine. So small ice ball enrichment should do the trick. There we go. Cool. Again, hopefully they're all coming up over here so we can draw out some donations and stuff. Look at these crowds, though. I think actually rendering, you know, all the guests will make a big difference in visually understanding what people are interested in and stuff. Looks like we got ourselves a reward here. We did not. Oh, it must be because of this. Yeah, the new community challenge is just breed silver quality animals. And we have 4 days left, so we'll see how well I can perform in that one, because that one's actually attainable. Some of the previous ones were a little unfortunate because it was like, oh yeah, breed this specific animal, and I was like, well, I'm not going to just make a breeding zoo. I don't want to do that personally, or I don't want to just, I want to take this toy away from little buddy over here. But yeah, I didn't want to like rush things just for the sake of a community challenge. They're actually surprisingly cute considering what they are. But now at least this community challenge I can actually try and hit. The sprinkler we can get rid of over here. The mud bath, we'll get rid of that as well. Sorry, buddy. Oh, good, he's left. About to take a dip, I think. Go ahead and take the saltwater croc. We can go ahead and give you toys. What a large ball. That should be fun. Pop you down over here. All right, let's take a look at their enrichment. 81%, not bad. And perhaps a prey-scented sack up over here. Trying to make this spot as interesting as possible. Oh, their food enrichment is kind of low. Okay. I was like, that didn't affect anything. Food enrichment. Let's get you a frozen blood pumpkin as well. Boom, done. Beautiful. And your feeding is actually... Did I upgrade their food grade? I don't think I did. I did not. Again, marginal increase in cost. We're still making money. We went from 1,000,002 to 1,020,000-ish, so we're still making money. That's good. All right, so that's this line done. Next up, we got our wolves. I thought we were already giving our wolves grade 3 food, but I could be mistaken. I am mistaken. Upgrade your food quality, and let's take a look at how... Oh, I missed it. I love seeing them play with the grab toys. It's just so... The chew toys, rather. Brings joy. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and get rid of you as well, buddy. These balls are becoming boring as well, it seems, as are the cardboard boxes. I love that the cardboard box is an actual toy option. Okay, so, get ourselves the timber wolf. We can get a prey-scented sack. It's been a while since we've had one of these, right? Pop you down. Where's there a donation bin? Right there. Pop you down over here. Oh, that was huge. And we need a food enrichment piece as well. We can get the piñata up over here, I guess. That'd be fun. Yeah, I think that's fun. All right, great, awesome. So the wolves taken care of. Time for the bears. Oh yeah, look at the crowds. In fact, I think this is so much better with being able to see all the guests coming through. What a cutie. Oh, what a cutie. Wind chimes are getting boring. Food enrichment is okay, but yeah, the wind chimes. Fair enough. Let's remove you from play, and let's go ahead and get the grizzly toys. What do we want? The bobbin, the rubbing pillar, prey-scented sack. Let's do that. And let's just check their enrichment. I should check the adult enrichment because they've been around for longer. 94%, I'd say that's good enough. And let's also make sure that we're feeding them grade 3 quality food. Still making money. I got to keep an eye on our profits. As soon as we drop below 1 million, I'll know I've crossed the line. So that's wolves, you. Let's do the tapir as well. Make sure your food quality is as it gets. Animals, man. They're the best. Alright, plant screen is boring, sprinkler is boring, and the food enrichment is fine. Alright, get rid of you, get rid of you. What have we got left? That's it. So, beards, tape here. Just need some toys. Get a rubbing pillar down, maybe up over here. Wow, that doesn't work. Neither does that. That works better, okay. And maybe a small ice ball enrichment. I want them to, you know, be visible from there. I'd like to make big bucks up there. There we go. That's just going to roll down, isn't it? It is what it is. But that's them taken care of. Enrichment maxed out. Oh, look at that go. Oh my god, it's going all the way down, actually. I mean, that's pretty funny. That's that, and then the flamingo. So this is actually going to be a bit more work, the flamingos. Look at their enrichment, first of all. Waterfall and metal frame, they're getting bored of, but I want to keep that there for the experience. Flamingos could also use a mirror mobile. Mobile? Apparently, so mobiles, or mobiles, I don't know how to say it when it comes to the toy, is something we use for babies a lot as well, like human babies. But apparently the reason why babies get still underneath one of them is because... I don't know how true this is. Someone verify this, but it's because babies are not sure if that's a bird of prey hovering over them, and so they stop moving because they're like, I'm scared, so I'm gonna be quiet now. Apparently, so I've been told. I don't know how accurate that is, but I find it hilarious in like the worst possible way. Okay, so the flamingos were taking issue with. Oh wait, hold on now. Oh, there we go, habitat, with their plants. And their plants, the problem is that they have too many of everything. Let me just see here. What's the biggest vendor here? The cherry blossom. So what I could do, the hedges themselves, many of you were suggesting maybe we could just swap the hedges out. It seems that we can, actually. So let's go ahead and pause real quick. And, oh, I wish I could just, this is going to be painful. Having to select the hedges individually like this. Because, like a fool, I didn't realize, for some reason, that there's actually an option now. Not now. There's always been an option that I've always had access to ever since I did the research that allows you to just put a hedge down in place of a barrier. So, you know, whoops. Is, I guess, all I can say to that. Thank you guys for pointing it out. And I didn't realize that it would also affect the... animals' happiness, of course, because it affects the vegetation in the area, and they do not like this. It's too much, I think, and it's also the cherry blossoms, especially, are maybe not, you know, accurate to their natural habitat. I'm gonna try and fix this because y'all are right. Many of you pointed out in the comments, it's like, what's more important, my aesthetic or the animals? The answer is the animals. Don't want to hurt the aesthetic, but the aesthetic should not come at the expense of the animals. Because otherwise we're just like all the other zoos, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that. When I say all the other zoos, I mean in the real world. I don't know, you know, I don't mean like other player zoos or anything. I don't know what y'all are doing, but personally, I would like to prioritize animal happiness. That's part of the challenge, right? Is like, can we make the animals happy and make everything look pretty? One or the other is, I mean, whatever. So I'm going to keep the hedges over here because it's a part of the sign. But apart from that, everything else we should be able to do using the barrier. There we go. Let's go ahead and delete that. And before any animals escape, which they can't obviously because we're paused, and that's exactly why we're paused. Before they do though, or I unpause like a fool and make it happen. Edit barrier. And I believe these don't have to be very tall. Zoom out a little bit, there we go. Make life a little bit easier. And I'll have to get rid of some of the cherry blossoms, I'm sure, but that's fine. So where is it? Yeah, the hedge. Of course. Can't go overlapping there, right? Can't go overlapping there either. This is painful. Okay. Not the end of the world. Gotta like stop right at the edge here. There we go. And then over here you're fine, over here you're fine, over here I'm gonna have to add a piece, I think. No? You gonna game? You wanna work? Come on now. You know you want to. Oh, there we go. Actually surprising how broken that can be sometimes. There we go. We'll reduce the height soon. Don't worry. Go up there, and I believe now we should be able to go all the way around. Come on. There we go. Without issue, as long as we stop just before here. Done. All right, and let's make sure that things are lower. We don't need 2 meter high. I mean, I hope not, at least. Should be fine with 1 meter high. I could check, but where's the thrill in that, right? Where's the thrill in that? And actually, I guess what I could do is I could make... Well, no, I actually like how this looks. This is fine. Blends in nicely enough. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. That's the answer to that question. Let's go ahead and get rid of all of you. Imagine being these people, seeing this magically happen next to you. Edit barrier again. Change you into a hedge. And increase your height. There we go. Need a little bit of work here. Also want to add this over here so we can lower you back down right away. All right, done. And of course, you need to be rotated ever so slightly. Done. Not a problem. Easy. Easy. Done. Now, let's see if that made enough of a difference. I doubt it. I doubt it did, but... sorry, I meant this. Plant's still 0. Yeah, it's gonna be these cherry blossoms. So what we can do, this was an excellent suggestion, is we could actually move some of these. Because again, we've given them a lot of space, as I'm, you know, prone to doing. What we can do is we can move some of these to be a little bit smaller and get the actual trees outside, but still looking like a part of the experience. I like that as a suggestion. So that should... And again, it's not... these animals have more than enough space. So it shouldn't be too bad. I'm going to check, obviously. Or like, how much of a difference did that actually make, though? Did those cherry blossoms stop counting? I know it sometimes doesn't like when there's an overhang. Still 44 now. I see it still counts them. Because it's still invading their space. I believe that's how it considers them to be part of the problem. Like, if we push you over to there, now it might count only 43 of them. Plants, 43, yeah. So let's go ahead and move you up to like there. That might do the trick. Let's see if it counts only 42. I'm taking care of them first because they're the biggest offender. No, still 43. Yeah, see, it's pretty picky about invading the animal's space and needing to not do that, basically, which is maybe a bit much, but I don't mind it. It's part of the challenge. So now it's down to 42. Okay, cool. They don't actually mind the cherry blossom. They're fine with all of the plants I've picked. It's just the quantity I think is way too high. which is why their plant happiness is extremely, extremely low. Like if I go ahead and like delete that, let's say. Still not good enough, eh? If I delete that, we're obviously not going to keep it that way. Still not good enough. Wow. Wow, that's actually... I wouldn't expect it to be that bad. Jeez, all right, you know, this will be its own little thing, but I will try to make the flamingos a bit happier. Flamingos. I'm gonna try. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to make the flamingos. Flamingo, is that the what's the plural of flamingo? I'm gonna try and make them happier with their plants, but I'll do that at some other time, I think, because it's gonna take a lot of time right now, and I don't want to bog myself down with that right now. So don't worry, your concerns have been registered, and I do wholeheartedly agree with them myself. So I will do my best to fix that, so to speak, make sure that the animals know that they are our top priority. Go ahead and just adjust this a little bit so it looks a little bit nicer again. There we go. And we'll sort that out later. So that's these animals done. These animals are happy. These animals are happy. We got to go over here. Got to give you guys now the Bengal tiger is getting grade 3 food. That might prove problematic. Let's go ahead and hit play. We don't need to keep paused anymore. So this might get, oh, you know, it's only 3 grand more. It's not that bad. Not that bad. And again, happier animals means happier guests means more money. It looks like Kiara still hasn't been traded out. I need to figure that out. Oh, I forgot. Tiger enrichment. Sorry, I need to select an animal. That's a pinata. Oh, they're so cute just following mom around. Oh, these guys are actually still super happy. I guess I could add another pinata. Down over here. Animals fighting for alpha status. The bison, that's okay. Inspector has arrived as well. Well, looks like I was looking at enrichment at the perfect time. Animal has escaped. Where? What animal? How? Oh, God, come on. Emergency capture. I can't afford a spot fine right now. I mean, I can afford whatever, but I don't want to have a spot fine. I got money, but this is a bigger problem than that. There we go. There we go. All right, cool. You've escaped as well. You're in a box for too long. Find you to overcrowding. That's not good. That's unacceptable. So let's go ahead and see what the deal is here. You are the new addition. What are your genes like? Oh, pretty bad. Well, easy decision. Send you off. What do we actually have, though? Ixtli, and then the mum. Oh, sorry, and then the dad. Not the ball, not the bush, but the father. Yeah, definitely made the right call there. Is he very old? Nah, they're still young enough. Okay, so that's that. Tigers taken care of? No. I think they need another toy. If I'm not mistaken. Enrichment. Yeah, I could get rid of like the rubbing pad and the scratching post. Get rid of their boring toys. The sprinkler is kind of boring now as well. There it is. Just the one? Yep. Let's instead give them Bengal tiger. Let's go ahead and get you the prey-scented sack over here. Get the blood scent markers, maybe 2 of those. And then we could do a fire hose ball as well. Up over here. Oh, they're so cute. Beautiful. 100%. In fact, the fire hose ball is maybe overkill. Indeed it is. And a second blood scent marker is also overkill. 98%. That's fair. All right, cool. That's that. And the elephants over here. Go ahead and see your food grade. Make sure it's grade 3. Still making money. We're at 125. We were at 120. Got our male, female. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. Let's check your enrichment. So cute. So cute. Waterfall and metal frame has gotten really boring, I guess. But their overall enrichment is still 90%. So that's a pretty good number, I would say. So we're good over here. Did we check our antelope and bison enrichment? These guys are happy. What about our antelope? Yes, okay, these guys are wonderfully happy. So we're now up to here. Let's go ahead and check on our Pandas, who, yeah, we've largely been ignoring. Not that it's what I want to do. Yingtai, are you? Hold on. Okay, yeah, just the one child. Such a cutie, too. Enrichment overall is... Okay, pretty bad, actually. Get rid of the bobbin and the rubbing pillar. Bobbin and the rubbing pillar, and this time, we're looking at pandas, not polar bears, pandas. We get the wind chimes down, perhaps over here. Wind chimes, I think, are a pretty powerful enrichment item, so to speak. Yeah, let's pretty much top them up. Great, excellent, wonderful. What is our inspector saying so far? Beautiful, I love seeing it. And let me go ahead and check a couple things over here. So that's that done. I wanted to check negative impact on guests. Do we have a litter problem? We do not. I just wanted, for some reason I had a, we have litter in some spots, but we'll get that cleaned up. We might need some more caretakers, perhaps? No litter over here. Guests are having a good time. Oh, there's a lot of litter down over here. Okay, this is a joke. How? It's right there. Come on. Come on. Sorry, what else? Negative impact. I want to see if there's any other spots. Because again, there will be some spots here and there. That's a bin that's been filled up, not toppled over. So that's... It takes some time. Okay, overall we're okay. Overall we're okay. And if I take a look at crime real quick. Not quarantine, but crime. Everything's fine. Good stuff. Overall ratings are good. Guest happiness is good. We're a 5-star zoo. That's great. I wonder if I can actually up the price a little bit. Ticket price is fair. Alright, I guess we shouldn't up the price. Okay. So that's that done. And then over here... Well, there's a lot of work to be done over here, actually. I wonder if it's time-lapse time. Let's see. What have we got over here? Breed habitat species. That's the new one. Still just more community stuff. Have I already actually bred 9? I guess a lot of my exhibit animals are helping out over here. Your standing is a reflection of your contribution weighed against that of the community. So I'm like down over here. Is that what you're telling me? We'll get there. 9 animals, 0 rewards claimed. Okay, fair enough. Animal is starving. Low welfare. Dude literally just came through here. Our inspector comes here. Oh, thank God. They've already come here. Headed to the Ivory Palace, where they should be pretty happy. Gajananda taking a nap over here. Yeah. Pretty good. Alright. Amazing. Amazing. And the boat ride here is doing okay as well, I think. I wonder if I could actually up the price. Let's see what people are saying. Why are you standing over here? That's not the queue to get in. Spring cleaning. Riverboat ride is really good value. Well, that's that question answered. That question answered right away. Let's go ahead and up 20. I think 20 is a fair number. Right? Go. Let's up you to 20 as well. Done. Just to make that extra little bit of money. We're floating around 130 right now. Still making profits. That's good. Again, hopefully our... Oh. No way. Oh, you know what? The latest update must have changed something. The latest update must have fixed how refunds are done. Because to go from a consistent negative 15... negative 16 down to like, yeah, our average year was negative 15. To go from that down to 0, they must have changed something. Okay, this is a serious problem. Why are you all starving? Are you stuck here? Got feeding spots for them, no problem. We've got food enrichment. There we go. Okay, food's being dropped off now. They're all gonna rush, aren't they? They should rush. Oh, still in that little corner of theirs. There's food over here as well. Oh, I see. They ran over to here. These guys are probably maybe not hungry. Yeah, okay, excellent. Okay, so that problem's been solved. Good. Good. How are we looking here? Pretty good. Ivory Palace is good as well. Okay, wonderful. I'm thinking that, yeah, maybe it is time for our time lapse. Guests are looking happy. Money's being made. Oh my god. Money's really being made. So yeah, the plan is well, this is getting really crowded. To hop in here. This, I think I'll complete later. I mean, one thing I could do is I could expand Flamingo Park down over here. I don't think I want to. I think I want this to be its own little thing. I don't know if there are any other animals that fit here. So many of you were suggesting put an animal there rather than just a random, you know, chill space. I don't know if there's any other Middle Eastern animals that isn't the camel, because the camel we have a spot for. Don't know. Let's see. There's not enough space for a cheetah. Nowhere near enough space for a cheetah. Let's see. Nothing. Nothing. Yeah, we got nothing, folks. Every time I click on the burrowing cockroach, I shudder. Ugh. There's one thing I hate more than spiders. Flamingo we've already got down. The Himalayan brown bear we have a spot for already. Yeah. Doesn't really feel like... Oh, that's so weird. You see that? Why does the map change for that one animal specifically? Weird. Yeah. I'm seeing no real option from the Middle East, unfortunately. So I might just make it... we could leave it empty for now. Timberwolves you also already have. We could leave it empty for now and wait to see if another animal gets introduced in an upcoming DLC and put something down over here. Or we could make this a little park area with some, again, like food and seating and things like that. I think it would make people happy. It's a little close to the entrance, but I think it'll make people happy. All right, enough rambling and yammering and talk of doing a time lapse. It's time to, yeah, it's time to dive into a time lapse. Get those camels in here. All right, I am really happy with this time lapse. We actually make a lot of progress. Normally, you know, I kind of do the whole 50-50 thing where it's like go 50% of the way, get the animals in, see what they're into, what they don't like, make adjustments with the next 50%. This time around, with pure guesswork, it's more like a 80-90% completion on this first time lapse, and the next time lapse on the camels is just going to be aesthetic. That's not today. Today is a one time lapse session. I want to be clear on that. But really happy with how this time lapse plays out. First things first, you can see I'm making some adjustments to the pathing here. I want to make sure the camels are easy to get to. I make some adjustments to the staff pathing as well, just to make it a bit more condensed and clean. And I make some adjustments to this little corner over here. When we come back to Yanasi Plains in a future episode, we'll finesse this a bit more, but I just felt like work needed to be done here. It's been like this since December, like real life December. It's just been sitting, you know, stagnant, and I didn't like that. So I thought I'd get that done, get some benches down, get some bins down, and I also got some security cameras down. Y'all make a very good point. I always forget to put the security cameras down, and this time I remembered. I got the cameras down, and hopefully we'll, you know, if people start acting like trash with their trash, then we'll spot them and kick them out right away or whatever it is. Anyway, enough with that. Time to dive on into the actual enclosure. So I got some really interesting suggestions with regards to what to do for the enclosure, and one lined up really nicely with what I kind of had in mind already. So I'm going with, basically we're creating a stable, or a set of stables for our camels. But you know, like, stables in the middle of nowhere doesn't really make sense. So the context that I wanted to build things in, and that this works perfectly in my opinion, is a marketplace. And you'll see me looking up references fairly often over here. I paused to take a look at some references, but Bactria, so it's the Bactrian camel. Bactrian camel? I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce it. It's the Bactrian camel, and Bactria is located a bit of a crossroads kind of a situation. Present day Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and maybe even like Uzbekistan and Tajikistan and stuff. Like, at the height of the empire or the kingdom, the Bactrian people occupied a very large space. And even in present day, when we refer to Bactria, like the region, we're talking about this space that is very much in like a crossroads kind of a spot. And so in my mind, it was like, oh, wouldn't it be great if we represented, you know, like part of the Silk Road, this area where people go. It's a stopping point where people, you know, stop with their camels. They maybe shop, or they trade the wares that they're carrying, and maybe if they need to buy a camel, they can buy a camel, like that kind of a thing. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I had in mind, and I wanted to create something like that. And then the stables were brought up in the comments, and I was like, oh yeah, that works great. I already wanted to create like this oasis / marketplace kind of a thing, and then the talk of stables came up, and I was like, this is great. So this is what one of the stables, I suppose, looks like. One of the compartments of the full stables, so to speak. I do have to make some adjustments to them, and I'll do that later. But overall, I like how it looks. It's just using the Africa branches and the bedding. Unfortunately, from a style perspective, the game doesn't have the right pieces, so to speak. What I'm using as a reference for the market stuff is like a Medina. So just for reference, I had the fortune of living in Morocco for 3 years, and I loved the look and feel and sounds and experience of walking through a Medina. It's an open air marketplace, very tight alleys, well, at least the ones I saw, very tight alleys, you know, very crowded and open air, you know, food and spices and all that stuff, you know, all those typical images that come to your mind when you think about a place like Morocco, right? So that's what I was using as inspiration, but then obviously upping the ante a little bit, adding some of these kinds of, you know, palm trees and whatnot to add to that beauty factor. So that's what I was thinking of with regards to the market space. And this was another thing that was suggested actually with what to do with the food stalls and stuff. It's like, oh, maybe make them look like a bazaar or something. And I was like, ooh, okay. Well, we're putting the camels down. What if we make it look like a Medina, which is fairly similar, I guess. Or I think in Turkey, is it called a souk? I forget now. Anyway, I digress. Loving these suggestions, and I wanted to implement them as best as possible. And you can see I'm pulling parts from the India section and the Africa section because the game doesn't actually have pieces that capture this part of the world and Northern African styles too appropriately. Bit of a bummer, but we make it work. And you'll see actually, I'm about to use some of those Indian pieces. I'm already using them for some of these market pieces, but also for creating the coverings or our shops over here, our vendors and stalls and whatnot. The idea is I wanted some canopies. I didn't want to use the classic canopy because it looks very Parisian, I guess. I wanted to use something a bit more like this, where it's a bit more vibrant. It feels like it feels the part, right? And it works pretty nicely, actually. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And we're going to do a few of those. And you can see again over here using the planks. It's not, I'll be honest, it's not perfect, unfortunately, but I guess nothing ever is. I tried my best to make it work with the aesthetic that we're going for. And over here, you can see I'm looking at a lot of African and eventually I start looking at Indian tapestry as well. My thinking here is, again, we're making a marketplace, and this marketplace is located in a very central part of the world. And so if this vendor sells fabrics, right? They've got fabrics from South Asia, Central Asia, North Africa, because this person's, you know, wares as such include all these goods. So you've got carpets, you've got, you see what I'm going for, right? And so I'm using that to create the coverings. I actually want to know what y'all think about that, because I was struggling to figure out what to do with these pieces and with these places. And then I came up with that idea, and I was like, you know what, actually, I really like this. Because if you ever walked into, you know, one of those marketplaces in it, or one of those shops in a place like, you know, India or Morocco, or I mean, any one of those places where you've got those open air markets, and you walk into a small store or whatever, the walls are just lined with, you know, rugs and fabrics, if that's what they sell, obviously. And I personally love that look. It's so vibrant, and so I tried to, like, you know, get that implemented. But I'm curious to hear what y'all think, and that's why I only did it to the one shop, because I wanted to know people's opinion before I overdid it, so to speak. But personally, I'm liking how it looks. Now here, I'm building some custom fencing. Again, trying to go for a bit of a, almost like a temporary like it was once temporary, but it became permanent kind of a thing. This is supposed to be like a trade post or a what's the right word for it? Like a spot that you cross through, right? You don't stay here for months on end. You maybe stay here for a day or two, rest up, feed your camel, let them have some water, maybe pick up some wares, and then continue on your journey. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I like using those things to give myself some direction. Now here you can see I'm actually starting to look at classic pieces, and let me explain why. Now, I already explained where Bactria is, or was, I suppose. Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Uzbekistan, that kind of central location. And Bactria actually has a very interesting history, which is what leads me to build these ruins, basically. The region at various times in history has been under the control of the Persian Empire, Alexander the Great, and when Alexander the Great passed away and his domains fractured into many smaller kingdoms, it was a part of the Seleucid Empire. And the Seleucid Empire spanned from basically, I would say, Iran, like present-day Iran, all the way to like present-day Pakistan, I think is an accurate representation. And then from the Seleucid Empire, now my history is a little fuzzy, so double check me on this stuff before you go quoting me. But when the Seleucid Empire had control of the area, the Bactrian kingdom declared independence, and it was called the Greco-Bactrian kingdom, if memory serves. And if the name doesn't give it away, that's where I'm pulling a lot of influence from. The Greco-Bactrian kingdom or empire, whatever it was actually very strong. It actually grew right up into the Indus Valley, maybe even a bit beyond that river system there. But it was a formidable nation, or power. And again, if the name didn't give it away or the history didn't give it away, there's a lot of Greek influence in that region in terms of its ruins and stuff. And so I wanted to kind of make reference to that and have that history showing here. So I figure, okay, if this is like an oasis in a desert area, then it's a likely spot for a market. It's also a likely spot for, the equivalent of an agora, whatever it would be in this part of the world at the time. So I figured I'd use that as a reference to play with. But yeah, because again, that Hellenic influence or the Hellenistic influence is very much present in the ruins of places like this. So I wanted to capture that kind of. I definitely need some work there. I want to do some more to it, but I wasn't sure exactly what it was. I need some more references before I continue on with that. But then in comes the oasis where our camels will hopefully drink from. Got to get some of those trees down as well. And I'm expanding this classic architecture a bit to that side where there's sort of a transition from the flamingos to the camels as you walk by, basically. And then just some finishing touches over here, giving each camel, again, the idea is that 6 camels would at any given time be available, quote unquote, for sale or to be hitched or whatever it might be. So then putting down their feeding spaces and also putting down some donation bins, education boards, stuff for them to play with, things like that. Just getting all of that done because I'm starting to get, comfortable with all the steps that need to be taken finally after, 47, 46 episodes. It's about time. But yeah, just making some adjustments as well to the power placement and things like that. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this. As always, curious to know all of your thoughts with regards to the look and feel and thinking. But like I said, nothing's ever perfect. Like I always say, rather, nothing's ever perfect. Nothing's ever done. I'm gonna come back. Excuse me, losing my voice. Gonna come back for a second pass and just beautify some things, maybe make some adjustments here and there. So as I do that, I'd love to have your input as to what you think needs some work or needs some adjusting. But for now, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the time lapse. All right, I would say that's a decent time lapse with a decent bit accomplished there. Still a lot of work to do here, but as y'all probably know by now, my method the method to my madness, at least, is get a little bit done, get the animals in there, see how they feel, and then make those additional adjustments. One thing that you might have noticed, and I may have already mentioned during the time lapse, is that initially I was going to give them all this room over here, but then I changed my mind partway through and reduced the amount of space, because again, we've been making enclosures a little too large lately, and I'm hoping that this is a more reasonable size. And I'm pretty happy with how things are looking overall. Again, things aren't done yet, but going to create this like bazaar, Medina style thing over here. I guess, yeah, it's called a Medina in the Middle East as well, right? Yeah. Sorry, I'm using, and I may have mentioned this in the time lapse, but like I'm using my time in Morocco as a reference. Not a very good reference because those pieces just don't exist in the game. But from like a from a visual standpoint in some cases. So yeah. Gonna try and create like a marketplace kind of a feel out over here, and then this is where you sort of buy your camel if you're going on a journey through the sands or whatever. I don't know. It's a trade post kind of a thing. Anyway, I digress. Let's go ahead and do one very important thing before we get the animals in here, and that is I want to make sure that our staff has this in their work zone, and this I suppose could fall under India Center as well. If we edit this work zone, yeah, we got quite a few things over here. So let's go ahead and add the water treatment, add the habitat, which will need a name, by the way. So I am looking to you for name suggestions. Go ahead and get all this stuff included into India Center. And yeah, that'll be good. But yes, a name suggestion for our camel enclosure. Now I do have a pip shot water. A Monsieur Frit. Actually, this I got a great name suggestion that I kind of want to put in. It needs to be near the classic areas. I might put another Monsieur Frit down over here instead. I'll see. But anyway, sorry. Looking for names for a pip shot water. More suggestions for a Monsieur Frit. Camel Miles, excellent. We got a. You're fine. And I believe these have all been named. Yes. Okay. So just a couple names to be added over there. Everything's in a work zone. Let's go ahead and find some animals and pop them in here and see what we can do. Let's go to animal trading. And of course, we'll hit play and see how the game interacts with all this. And oh, actually, you know what? All right. We're going to hit play. Oh, I was going to say we should wait until the inspection's done, but the inspector comes in with a preset number of things that they want to look at, so actually I don't need to do that. One thing I do need to do, though, is add a couple more education spots and some donation bins in other places where people might end up. Let me just do that real quick here, and over here I think is reasonable. Let's go ahead and get ourselves our blueprint that we made. Whoops, my blueprints. Where's the education board with the speaker? Put one down over here, and put another one down over here. I want to make sure there's like minimal overlap, if any, between the speakers. Drop you down over there, let's say, and set this to none for now. Oh, this is, you know what, not within range of power. Just outside reach. Okay, well, that is a problem easily solved this time, thankfully. I think I can pop you down over there. Good enough, excellent. Set you to none. Set you to none for now. I don't want speakers to be working right now. Just while I get the animals in here. So set all this to none. Alright. So, got education, we've got washrooms, people are using the washrooms, that's great. People are able to see the animals. This is where they'll... I mean, I might need to add donation bins and stuff out over there. And in fact, not just that, but I might need to add garbage bins out over there as well, because let's be honest, people are trash. Let's get you over here like so. There's a viewing spot, and let's get some more bins out, actually. I think it's not a terrible idea. Again, I've blended like Indian aesthetic and classic aesthetic. It was the appropriate, I would say, game pieces don't really exist. Sorry, the appropriate architectural pieces, I would say, don't actually exist, which is unfortunate. I really like this, though. I like how kind of haphazard it looks and feels. Yeah. Oh, man. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Beautiful. Okay, great. But let's not take too long now. Let's go ahead and take a look at animal trading. And let's take a look at the Bactrian Camel. Where are we? B for Bactrian Camel. This is my storage yet again. I always do that. Bactrian Camel, where are you? There we go. Get rid of the Indian peafowl, please. Thank you. Oh, of course it had to start raining. These are not camels. Got the pronghorn antelope selected as well, it seems. There we go. Done. So, they actually get into really large groups. I'm going to go ahead and very quickly go to the Zoopedia. I want to try reading Zoopedia more often. I mean, y'all let me know if you'd like to see that or not, but I would like to, go through Zoopedia with you guys rather than just in a time lapse. So we got to get some heaters in here for sure. Let's try and up the temperatures to like 30 to 40 degrees. I believe should be a fair amount. Go ahead and get some of these heaters down before the animal starts having issues. One there, one here. Starts snowing. I don't want them to get all grumpy at me. There we go. And one back over here. Warm the space for our patrons as well. There we go. That'll be nice. All right. So back to our Zoopedia here. Let's see. The important thing is up to one male, up to 10 females. And my hope is that we're going to actually create a group of 6. Maybe I'll add more of these. The idea is these are stables, right? So I doubt they'll actually come to these individually, but it'd be pretty cool if they did. For starters, we're just going to get a breeding pair, and then we'll take it from there. Oh, just thought of a terrible joke. Okay, so let's see. 10,000 for this guy over here. You kidding me? Jeez. The names are interesting. I'm trying to place these names. Like, that's Solomon, I guess. This is not a name I recognize in terms of where it's, like, from, so to speak. And I'm typically all right at that. Typically. We have a problem over here. William and Yates. Not very happy with each other. Who's the better, genetically speaking? Yates is the alpha. We look at your stud book. You don't have any siblings in here, right? Oh, I guess William, having lost that engagement, we shall release you into the wild. There we go. Make enough conservation credits to bring our camels in. All right, where are we? Animal trading. Look at the money, man. Look at that. Look at that money. Oh my god. And we upped everyone to grade 3 food. It's barely affected us. Barely affected us. Okay, let's go ahead and get Nikki over here. Decent stats, not the best, but it'll do. We'll adopt you, and let's see if we can't get... Oh, these are bad stats. These are really bad stats. I just don't really have much of a choice here. I mean, I could wait, but patience is not my strong suit. We'll bring you in. It's okay. We'll breed them to be better. We'll breed them to be better. First step, of course. Whoops. I mean, if we go to here, if we go to zoo overview, no, if we go to animals and filter by Bactrian. What? Where's my Bactrian camel? Boa, Bengal, Baird. Oh, it doesn't count as a part of our zoo yet because we haven't... Ugh, that's silly. Alright, okay, not the end of the world. That's all I have in storage? No. Got my filter on. Wow, what's going on with me? Completely out of it today. Let's go ahead and put you into quarantine. We have another trade center here, so hopefully they'll just be pulled in from there. Let's put you into quarantine as well. Done. Now, let's get rid of our filter. First of all, let's check this real quick. This is great. 5 stars across the board. Remember when that was a rare occurrence? I remember. Clear all filters, please and thank you. Show me any species, please and thank you. There we go. Right, we've got... Oh my god, look at all these gold standard pronghorn antelopes. Like, we could... Looks like Kiara actually didn't sell, which is a bit of a bummer. Let's try and put her up for sale again. I'd say 700 is a fair price. What is going on? Hang in there, game. Come on. Come on. Trade. I'd say let's try 750. Let's try it. And if not, then we can just quick trade or release into the wild, right? And wow, we've got a lot of pronghorn antelopes here. Oh dear, we have so many pronghorn antelopes. All right, let's filter and see what the market's looking like for the pronghorn antelope. Come on now. Really, they're pretty cheap. That's not ideal. Oh man. All right, maybe I could release, or not release, but trade each for like 50 to 70. Seems fair. Some of these are priced really high. These menus, man, they just don't want to work. Inspector has left. I don't want to miss that report. All right, there we go. So 15. Oh, are you kidding me? So cheap. 30s. 57. The 60s are decent stats. 80. All right, you know what? Maybe 80 or 100 a piece. I could sell them all, flood the market with 100 conservation credits for each one. Sure, I think we got decent stats here. Yeah, these are actually pretty good stats. Let's go 100. I think that's a fair price. 100 for you. I think that's actually more than a fair price. Okay, the clicking not working is really making me not want to do this right now. Come on now. Trade you. You're worth maybe a little bit more, actually. Let's try 120. Again, not trying to be greedy over here. Oh, you're worth, I would imagine, a little bit more. 120. Not trying to be greedy, though, but just trying to make my fair share, I would say. Sell one for 6,000. I think so, at least. I think these are fair prices. So let's try and get rid of them at that price first, see what the market says, and then we'll adjust accordingly. All right, what are all these issues? Quarantine pass is good. Animal hungry, animal low welfare. Why are you guys not being taken care of? What is the problem here? You know what I need to do, maybe? I'm pretty sure the keeper already comes here like once a month. Keeper every month, yeah. That's all you can really do. Time since last visit is like 0. I guess the issue is that the entrance is up there. The closest keeper hut is all the way up there. I mean, they should be able to... I don't know. I might need to move the entrance to this side or something. Anyway, we've got our camels out of quarantine. Let's get y'all out of there. Move you both to Habitat 26. Again, still needs a name. And can I... Well, I guess I have to go to my zoo animals. You are the mum. There we go. And you are the dad. Very good. We're brought in over here. We'll see how they feel about the area, and then we'll have to, you know, work on it next session, of course, but here they come. Why did it have to rain? Why did it have to rain? Oh, there's one. Right into the oasis. Hopefully the area is, like, traversable enough and stuff. I'm also trying to just select my items over here. This is why I don't like using the blueprints. I don't know why it does this. There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. Camel up. No power. How did that happen? We had power last I checked. Go ahead and call the mechanic here. It's right at the edge of that power. Camel. Go on the camel as well. Get that speaker running. Come on now. Come on now. Stuff. Get the speaker running as well. And what I might do is I might actually get some of the fabric stuff over here to create little spots where you can hide underneath the fabric and get a good view of the animals. Mechanic's working on this. As soon as this gets repaired, it should be within reach. And I might want to say every month I want this one repaired. Lots of people coming through, curious about the camels. Camels, how do y'all feel? Overall, pretty good. I fairly nailed their requirements, actually, right off the bat with just guesswork, which is great. Oh, this is great. People are already coming here. One thing I need is food enrichment, which I can do with a hanging. Ooh, yes, I like that. Pop this right over here. Now, again, I don't know if and how... Whoops, that's just because I popped that down, I think. I don't know how well the camels will interact with this space. Again, the intent is they come here and it's sort of like a stable that they can rest in, right? But people definitely seem interested. Not interested enough, it seems. Oh, look at that run. Camels run terrifyingly fast. They are very, very fast, at least on sand. I had the good fortune of being able to ride camels through the Western Sahara. It was a school field trip. We basically, I still remember this was in middle school. It's called the Week Without Walls. Every year there'd be 1 week where different classes went to different trips. And in 8th grade and we went to the Sahara. We met up with a Berber group. We integrated ourselves into their lifestyle, a bit slightly modernized though, still had like modern tents and whatnot, but it was how, the Berber presently live, in Morocco at least. And so we got to ride camels around, and man, let me tell you, climbing onto a camel is terrifying. It's like a roller coaster ride, because the first thing they do, oh, look at that gallop. The first thing they do is they put their hind legs up, so you're basically sitting on the camel, and it puts its hind legs up, so you tilt forward, and like you feel like you're gonna fall over, and then they do their front legs, so you tilt back like that, so you feel like you're gonna fall back, and then they get level. It's a roller coaster, I swear, but so much fun, and they're really fast, and they're friendly creatures as far as I saw, at least, as far as my memory serves. But yeah, I'm really happy with the space. I mean, it needs work visually. I'm glad to see the animals are overall pretty happy with the space, but it needs work visually. And before I miss it, let's go ahead and take a look at our inspection report. 5 stars across the board. Fantastic. Fantastic. You happy, buddy? You happy for us? Is that a yes? That's not a yes. Not typically how animals say yes, I don't think. Okay, maybe you're not happy for us. I'm happy for us, though. Look at the crowd already coming through. I think this is pretty neat. I really like this overall layout and stuff. We just got to see if the camels will actually treat it as I intend them to. Oh, actually. Is the hard shelter? Yeah, even the hard shelter is enough. Awesome. Well, folks, I think this is where we're going to call it a session. We've got our camels in, but again, still needs a little bit of work. Still need to... They have more than enough space. But once we get some more animals, we might actually need to expand the space. They have more than enough space. They're happy with their vegetation. Visually want to spruce it up, add some more of the ruins over here and stuff. But yeah, overall, pretty happy with how this has come through. As always, y'all let me know your thoughts. Your opinions matter a lot to me, so let me know what you think. I'd like to get some more camels in as well and see how they all interact, and if they actually start using the, stables, so to speak. That would make me extremely happy. I'd be over the moon if they started doing that. But for now... Oh, are you about to? Come on, get in there. No, I don't think so. Well, actually, let me just... Oh, okay, no, you're doing something else instead. Let's check, though. Habitat? Ah, you can't get in. Okay, so that is something that'll need some adjusting. Fair enough. I wonder how much wider these need to be. Let's see if I... Let's try this real quick. Just real quick. Alright, if I do that, and over here, if we pull you apart as well, right? So obviously still needs to move over a little bit. I really like how these look, so I hope I don't have to like break them too much. That. Okay, how about now? Play? Come on, baby, please. Please. Okay. I don't know if that'll count as enough space to rest. But that's something we'll have to figure out. For now, though, folks, like I said, I think I'm going to call it a session over here. This buddy's over here. Oh, look at the crowd. That's a huge crowd. Much bigger crowd than I would have expected. Multiple animals are hungry. I'm guessing that's the what's it called? That animal called? Flamingo. The flamingo. Little square poops off of you guys, I guess. It's actually interesting, the shape of different animals' droppings. Sorry, I'm a little enamored right now, just looking at the camels move. I know I said this is the session a couple times now, but then I immediately get distracted. Are you gonna go in? Are you gonna go in? Come on. Go, 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 go. Go. Go in. No, not interested. Maybe. Maybe. Come on. Ah, he's eyeing it. No. No luck. No luck. No luck. Well, it's okay, folks. We'll get over that hump at some point. For now, this is legitimately where I'm calling it the session. Once again, in the midst of snow. Oh well. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. Let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. Next session, we're going to try and complete that camel enclosure and then maybe move on to the Komodo dragons or bring the rhinos in or something. Everyone's on grade 3 food now. And for those of you that are interested in seeing the financial situation, here's a quick overview. See, yeah, no refunds anymore. They definitely changed something there. So hopefully, I mean, that tells me that we're definitely very much ready to bring the polar bears back in. But like I said, we're headed to a major milestone episode, folks. And that's exactly when I intend to bring those polar bears back in celebration. Like I said, if you enjoyed, let me know. Leave a like, leave a comment. As always, a massive thanks goes out to all of my channel members and patrons for supporting the channel on a monthly basis. You keep us alive and running smoothly. And a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, cheers.